All right, here we go. Box number 20. Here we go. Ray Bradbury, The Golden Apples of the Sun. Awesome vintage cover art. All right. The Source by Michener. I think it's a book about the Middle East and Israel. Here we go. A 60s classic. The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test by Tom Wolfe and the Merry Pranksters. Here we go. More hippie stuff. Kaddish by Allen Ginsberg. All right. What printing is this? Later printing. This is the 16th printing, 1978. A classic in sociology. Georgia Sorrell, Reflections on Violence. All right, more academic stuff. Martin Luther, selection of his writing. Oh, this looks like, what's his name that did all the artwork? Oh, he's slipping my mind. What's his name? Well, whatever. This illustrator is really famous. Poor People, A Little Hero by Dostoevsky. The Sound and the Fury and As I Lay Dying by Faulkner. All right. Herman Hesse, Beneath the Wheel. Mother's Day is over. Shed your guilt and learn to accept yourself. Yes, please do. Comfort Me with Apples by Peter DeVries. Look at that awesome cover art. Man and the Computer. All right. Well, I wonder what that says. The Sirens of Titan by Vonnegut. Never read this one. Awesome cover art, though. Things Fall Apart. I did read this one. It was okay. Flower arrangements. Nice vintage book and flower arrangement. All right. Lost City of the Incas by Hiram Bingham. The story of Machu Picchu and its builders. All right. Oh, we got an awesome vintage edition of For Whom the Bell Tolls. A Bantam Giant 35-cent edition. I kind of read this book. I got pretty far into it. Miguel Deviles, El Camino. All right. The Trail. That's what it means in Spanish. Andersonville, the story of rebel military prisons. Yeah, Andersonville was not fun. Look into it. Men Against the Sea. The Fall by Camus, another existentialist classic. All right. Nietzsche, a collection of critical essays. Aphorisms by Oswald Spengler. Oswald Spengler. I wonder if it's he did a rip. The same guy that wrote The Clan of the West. Interesting. I'd like to look into that book. Leon Uris, Mila 18. Pope, a book on the old poet. All right. Jules Henry, On Education. Edward Albee. Not too into plays and stuff. All right. Webster and Ford, Selected Plays. I do not know who Webster and Ford are. Oh, look. Now we got Young Man. We had Luther. Now we have Young Man Luther, A Study in Psychoanalysis and History. Walden 2, reissued by Skinner, famous psychologist, controversial psychologist. Spanish. All right, I did it last time. Let's do it again. Here we go. Queremos unas cosas más que otras. Este niño ve el gato y también a la bola. All right, whatever. 2 copies of that. Learn your Spanish, people. Facing Mount Kenya by Jomo Kenyatta. All right, important book on 60s African studies. Happiness is a Dry Martini by Johnny Carson. Check that out. Johnny Carson. I'm not old enough to appreciate Johnny Carson, but I heard he was the man. I'll Tell Them I Remember You by the author of The Exorcist. Reveals the influence of the supernatural on his own life and the writing of this great best-selling novel, The Exorcist. Interesting. It's the backstory to The Exorcist. Drink Your Troubles Away. It's actually a book on juicing, but, makes you think it's on tequila. Bitches and Ladies. All right. No comment there. The Art of Italian Cooking by Maria Lapinto. Doesn't that just look like vintage Italian cooking? It just looks like you want to put some olive oil on some stuff. Get the garlic out. All right. Mental Illness and Social Work with a cool picture of a phoenix. This is an awesome historian. The Waning of the Middle Ages is a book on the transition between the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, kind of like the High Middle Ages, about the early Renaissance and how it all sort of changed. Awesome book. It goes by 2 titles, that book. Piaget, the famous child psychologist, on the child's concept of time. I like Piaget. The $20 Million Honeymoon, Jackie and Ari's First Year. Yeah, maybe she did level up. I don't know. Girardot, French playwright. Confessions of a Failed Southern Lady. The body, brilliant coming of age of a general Southern rebel. All right. What do we got here? Mamalapuram. A Guide to the Monuments. Oh, check that. Oh, we just had that Canelo fight. Check this out. Look at that Jack Dempsey boxing book. How awesome is that? Jack Dempsey was the man. All right. The paperbacks just fell. That's not good. All right. Parzival, a romance of the Middle Ages. The Broken Wings by Gibran. I never read Gibran. I've never read The Prophet. I found so many copies of The Prophet. It makes me want to read it. Bill Stern's favorite sports stories. That's like an awesome vintage sports journalism book. Oh, look at that. Bill Stern's favorite football stories. This is pretty cool. I got to find out who Bill Stern is. My Greatest Day in Football. Oh, that's just awesome. Pedro Paramo by Juan Rulfo. Do not know who that is. All right. Irving Stone. They Also Ran. The story of the men who almost became president. All right. The Philomel Foundation. The exciting debut of the Antigua Players. Don't know what that is. Kurt Vonnegut's Jailbird. Never read that one. Only read Breakfast of Champions. Not Breakfast of Champions. Damn, my brain isn't working today. All right. Norman Mailer's The Armies of the Night. First time in paperback. History as a novel. A novel as history. This guy, of all the classic people, this guy is up there. J.S. Bach by Andre Pirot. Ian Fleming's On Her Majesty's Secret Service. First time in paperback for that 007 book. All right, Plato, The Symposium, and this beautiful Penguin Classics cover. All right, people love that classic Penguin paperback look. Wellington, Pillar of the State. All right, Josephine Tay, The Daughter of Time. The Big Sky by Guthrie. He's like wrote like Western kind of like novels. Cooking the Hungarian Way. I don't think I've had Hungarian food, but if it's anything like Polish food or food in that direction of the world, I think I like it. The Art of French Cooking. French cooking, I think, is a little overrated. James Jones, The Thin Red Line. Look at that awesome cover of that book. It's an awesome movie. Never read the book. Hiroshima by John Hersey. That vintage copy of Lolita by... Oh, no, is it Lolita? No, it's The Eye, but it's by the author of Lolita. Okay. The Death of Ivan Ilyevich, Leo Tolstoy. The Greeks by Kitto. Geoffrey Chaucer of England. Raffles by Horno. The Terrible Choice, The Abortion Dilemma. It's been an issue for a while, I guess. Some things just don't have solutions. Silas Marner, George Eliot. Molière, W.G. Moore, New Criticism. Verbi Greci, Greek verbs. And I think it's an Italian book on Greek verbs. There we go. So it's an Italian, two different languages. The Steinbeck, The Pearl. Self-Analysis by Karen Horney. Gotta love her name. And last book in the box. In and Out of the Garbage Pail. Joy, Sorrow, Chaos, Wisdom. The free-floating autobiography of the man who developed Gestalt therapy. Frederick S. Pearls, the man. All right. And at 9 minutes, we are going to clock it. All right. Thank you for one more day with the Paperback Death Pile. All right. Join, subscribe every day. More paperbacks. Thank you. Bye.